the Ride for Life 2022. Well, hello. This is Randy and Linda. You've met us before, and we're finally doing this video, kind of summarizing our ride across the country, our ride for life, the Ride for Life we did, and wow, what a time we had. To be quite honest with you, I wasn't sure we could make it all the way, but we kept pushing each other, and when I was down, Linda was up. When I was up, Linda was down, and so we just kept pressing each other that way, and finally made it. But we want to talk to you a little bit about it, and just share some of the things that happened, and hopefully you won't get too bored. We got some footage of some of the places we went to, and along the way I didn't video as much as I'd like to. I did some, and then I lost my camera and then somebody blessed us with another one, and so but we're home now, obviously, because it's late July already. We got home to July 1st, and it's taken us this long to get. But we're up in Washington, D.C. right now. We brought our bikes up, and that's the Washington Monument, and that's the Capitol. How you like that? I was thinking I was using my phone and turning this thing, you know. Anyway, never mind. All right, well, let me just share with you some of the things that happened. We left April 19th, and traveled on. And first day we got greeted with headwinds of about 30 miles an hour for the whole day, so really helped us understand what we were up against for the rest of the time. And second day we almost doubled our mileage, and made it into South Carolina. And third day we were going down. We were going to camp for the first time. The first few days we stayed in motels. We're going to camp for the first time, and we're going to actually go to Lee State Park in South Carolina, but we didn't quite make it that far. So we started calling around when we got to shoot, I can't remember the name of the town. Anyway, we started calling around and looking for campground that would take tent campers. You know, it's amazing you can't find places that will host tents, because most of them don't have bathrooms and things like that. And so I'm calling around. I'm talking to this one guy, and asked him about it, and he was telling me, because he had an RV park, he said, well, I got some areas where you can set up a tent. He said the problem is there's no bathrooms. He said, so it'd be primitive. And so I thought, well, we better not do that. And we talked for a little bit, and I said, okay, well, thank you. And then he goes, well, wait a minute. He said I have a couple mobile homes in here that I rent out. And he says, one of them just came vacant the other day, I just remembered, and nobody in it. He says, if you want to come in there, he said, if you've got bedding, he says, you can come down there and use it. And I said, well, how much? He said, well, we'll talk about the price later. So I said, okay. So we rode on down, got there a couple hours later, and talked to him a bit, and he showed us this place, a nice little single wide trailer, and had beds and kitchen table and all that stuff, you know. And so we got it settled in. He comes over and he asks us if we need anything. I said, well, I need to ride up to Walmart. I was going to take the bike and ride up to Walmart and get some stuff. He said, well, here, I'll take you up there. So he drove us up to Walmart, and we just did a little shopping that we needed, come back, and then he ordered us dinner from a barbecue place and paid for it. Wouldn't let us pay for it. And then when we get ready to leave the next day, I said, well, how much do I owe you? He said, nothing. And he said, don't tell everybody. He said, I don't want my reputation being ruined.
Great guy.
I said, Dwayne, your reputation's already ruined. So Dwayne Cassidy, if you ever get down there, it's Hopalong RV Park, and doggone, I wish I could remember the name of that town. Anyway, it'll come to me at some point, and I'll just blurt it out in the middle of this video.
We'll add it to the video notes.
Yeah, so anyway, so we left there and cruised on. I don't want to tell you every day, you know, but it seemed like things happen almost every day. And on the 5th or 6th day, I broke a couple spokes on my bike and had to get that repaired. So we kind of made a detour, went into Summerville, South Carolina, spent a couple days there getting the bike fixed, and met a really nice young man. His name was Steph, and he has a bike repair shop, and he does really good work. And he was another one, wouldn't charge us anything, just wanted to bless us. And so anyway, so we'll interject some other things in there, but I'm gonna have Linda tell you a little bit about what she thought of the ride.
Hi, everybody. So my first impression was, oh, these hills, you know, it was so hard pedaling, but you know, you just have to keep your mindset positive and keep moving on. And we got through. We made it to where we wanted to get to, and of course, sometimes I had to yell and get explanations 2 or 3 times for Randy. And so, but everything was great. We worked together as a team, and it was just, and the best thing for me is the people that we met. And they were so thankful that, you know, they met us. We were out here doing something to bless other people. You know, the theme of the ride was raising funds to help those that are going through adoption processes. And just people would share different things from their life that related to that. And, you know, we just connected with so many, and it was just very, very, very rewarding for us to be able to touch people. And so that was my highlights.
Yeah, she's talking about when we first left, she was talking about how going up some of these hills and stuff. That's when we were in North, South Carolina and Georgia, and some of those hills were pretty tough. Then we hit the really good hills when we got into Missouri.
Oh yeah.
Then we found out what it was like going up a hill, because some of those hills were like, holy cannoli. And I mean, it would just be, it'd be steep grades for a long pull, you know. And I say a long pull, maybe a mile or 2, but on a bicycle that's a long ways, and especially when you're slowed down to 0 almost, you're wanting to push, but you don't, you know, you can keep pedaling. You're pedaling fast and not moving very fast. And but I'm telling you, those hills, it just seemed like they lasted forever. You'd get over the top of one, you think, oh man, we finally made it, and then you look up and there'd be 3 more ahead of you. You go down a little one and you go in, like, holy smokes, is this ever going to end? And man, we did. You know, I have to say, as like Linda was saying, the people that we met were just incredible. And as I go through on this video, when you're looking at the video, I'll highlight some people on there and stuff, and maybe interject some things over the top of the videos and pictures we have of people that we met. And you know, and I really hope you enjoy it. And you know, another thing about you know, people being encouraged by what we were doing, and they were blessed by it, and we were blessed by them. But you know, another thing too is people just encouraging people to get out and do something. You know, get out and go beyond yourself. And you know, you don't have to ride across the country or anything like that, but you can do something. And just get out, because honestly, it is amazing what it does for you personally. And get a vision for yourself to do something, and go beyond yourself. get outside of the place where you think you can be. And you know, God created us to be creative, and when we do that, it opens up something inside of us that can come no other way. And so I encourage people to do that all the time. I encourage people just to get out and get beyond where you are, get beyond who you are. And wouldn't you say that?
Yes, absolutely.
Because you just don't think you can do things, and really you can. And but going back to the idea of having a vision or something to do, it's like when we got back after 2.5 months, 3 months almost, of every day getting up, knowing what you're going to do, knowing that you had a destiny and a goal to get to every day. Your mind gets used to that, and it ignites you. It gets you fired up inside to where you know there'd be mornings I'd get up, especially when we slept in the tent, because a lot of times I didn't sleep comfortable. I lay on my side, and sometimes I just wasn't comfortable enough. But we're doing it, and sometimes after I get up from there, I didn't feel like getting up and riding 40 or 50 miles that day. I just didn't do it. Just didn't feel like it. But once I got started, once we got going, we got everything packed up and we got rolling ahead, then I was like, you know what? I can do this. This is good stuff. And just encourage me and just keep going. And like Linda said, we would just encourage each other. We became a team. We've been married for 43 years, and I think we've been a team for a long time. But sometimes when you do things like this, it bonds you together even tighter.
Yeah.
And okay, here we are. We're actually on the Valentine Bridge. Well, we're not actually on the bridge, but we're pretty close to it. We'll walk over here. Come on, Linda. We'll walk over here to the Valentine Bridge. Honestly, we cheated today. We didn't ride all the way here. Our friend Amber and Mark Kozad, they live here in Valentine, and they graciously offered to come pick us up in Ainsworth, which is about 46 miles from here, and give us a ride over here. And we were saying, yes, thank you, we'll take you up on that, because Saturday was probably our hardest day on this whole trip of 60 days of riding bicycles, 1,600 miles. And for a couple young folks like us, 69 years old, it was a little challenging. And but that day we rode 65 miles, which is a lot for us. And for the last 35 miles, we had crosswinds of 30 to 35 miles an hour, and gusts probably of 40 to 50 miles an hour. And wind. Linda got blown off the bike twice. I almost got blown off a couple times. And so we were pretty worn out, and we knew probably the farthest we were going to ride was Chadron, which is about another 150 miles from here. And that's where we were going to end it, but we decided to end it here. And and then Mark and Amber are going to give us a ride to Chadron. And then Linda's sister, Terry, is going to pick us up there, and we'll finish up, and then we're going to be heading home soon. And so looking forward to getting home. How about you? What do you think of this ride so far?
Well, 95% of the time it was, well, 100% of the time it was awesome. But there were days when I doubted that my physical abilities were up to par.
Like Saturday?
Well, yeah, that was, but nevertheless, you know, we kept moving on and believing that this was
the right thing to do.
the right thing.
We're excited. We're excited about being finished, and we're so thankful for everybody that supported us and prayed for us. And we're more excited about those who gave, and because our whole goal on this was to help parents that want to adopt children. And I'm not sure how much we raised. I wanted to raise $100,000. I don't know if we'll even come close. But I'm believing that some will do it, and even if you're watching this video and it's been over, you can still donate, and I'll put a link to below on there to where you can donate and see where to donate to, and like I said before, everything is tax deductible, and it goes for a good cause. It goes to help parents who want to adopt children, and Lord knows we need good parents adopting children that will be great people.
And I want to say this, of all the people that we spoke with and got to meet and hear part of their life stories, that was such an encouragement, because so many people still have voids in their life, and their desire is to have children. Even if they have their own children, there are those that want to adopt and give hope and life and dreams for that other little baby or a young child that, you know, through whatever life circumstance that they are in a group home or in an orphanage or whatever. But just take time and talk with people and
find out
what their life is like and how different it can be.
You can do something, and you can fulfill that thing in your life, but you have to get out there and do something. You have to risk to do it. You have to step out and take a chance to do that. And so let me give you a picture of this bridge, and I know you've already seen it as we rode across it, and voila. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. so glad, and we're so glad because that's when I tell you we could feel your prayers. We know the prayers are coming, and we're just so glad that you're there. We're so glad you partnered with us. So glad that we raised the money that we raised to help with families making these adoptions. And so it's a blessing. It's good.
Yes.
And we thank you. We love you so much. We're so grateful for you, and we're so grateful for all the people that we met. And you know, like Steph and Dwayne and Doug, there's another one, Lindsay and Tristan we met, and it's just always a blessing to meet people like that. And wow, it was just so awesome, so good. And then of course the people we got to stay with, our good friends in Valentine, Nebraska, Mark and Amber Kozad, and we spent a couple days with them and got to go out and help them on the ranch and do different things like that, and then go hang out with Linda's sister, and then see. And when we were in Rapid City, we got to see a good friend of ours. Actually, she grew up across the street from us. Her and her sister, her parents were good friends of ours, and Rebecca Young Decker, and her husband Jordan. And they're two beautiful girls, and we got to spend a day with them. It was just so awesome. And so,
and at the very front end of the trip, we had a great stay with Anna and Wes.
Oh yeah, yep.
That was so refreshing. That was after the long haul.
Yeah, that was after the first month. It took us a month to get down to Florida, so we stayed with Wes and Anna, and at their home in Lakeland. Spent a few days there, actually quite a few days, and really enjoyed that. And so you guys be blessed. Thank you again so much, and hope you enjoy this video.
Love y'all.
Love you.